Hi everyone, welcome to Easy to Learn with SD7. So, in order to continue with our training, the next toolbar which we are going to look into is operation. Inside this operation, we have covered this corner, chamfer, and train and sort of options. Now, the next options will be on the mirror. So, when I expand the drop down menu, you can see a transformation toolbar, it appears. So here on today's session, we are going to cover these commands. So the first command, which is known as mirror. So let me draw a profile so that it would be handy to explain these. So this is my profile. So in one of the plane, I have created a profile, off section of the profile. So let me draw a line from this to the center of it, where this is my axis of rotation. So I'm going to trim the rest of the unwanted entities. So this is the one, and the other one is over here. And select by selecting the line, I'm going to create it as a construction element. So now I'm going to select the complete profile, and now this the first option, which is known as mirror. So mirror, it means that the highlighted portion which is going to be mirrored with respect to an axis. So same profile, it's going to be shown on the other side. So I'll select the construction line so that we can see the same sort of profile is being translated to the other side. So let me apply a dimension. Now it is 50. So I need to make it as 55. So here, when I try to increase the size of one side of the profile, so you can see the update has been happening to the other side. So this mirror option is having link with the other side as well. So any sort of changes in the profile will be reflected on the other side. Let me undo the operation. So in order to do an undo, just press Ctrl Z. So it goes to the previous step. The next option is known as symmetry. So symmetry option is quite unique. Where first let me select all the entities here. Now this is the profile which have been selected, and here in the symmetry option, the profile which has been created on the left hand side, it will be mirrored and it will be shown on the right hand side, but the left hand side will be removed. That is the command. It works in such a way. So when I select this line, you can see the profile has been moved to the other side, but the existing profile has been removed from the location. So the symmetry option, it works in such a way. And let us move to the next option. Delete this. Okay. So here I'll create a circle, and now let me apply a dimension to it with the dimension of 2 mm and the distance from horizontal to the center of it. So my distance would be 60 mm from the center of the axis. Now I've applied the dimension and the circle has been constrained. So the next option which we are going to work with is known as translate. Translate is nothing but the profile, the same profile which we need to be used on multiple locations. So in order to create each and every time the similar profile, so we are going to use the translate option. So let me select the circle and translate. So in this option, when I try to select it, I can see there is a dialog box opens up, and the first option is known as duplicate. Duplicate is nothing but when I select from a position and the number of instance I required only one. So I move it to a certain distance, so you can see the length is getting varied. So I'll select a separate some distance, and you can see a similar circle has been duplicated. The same option, translate, and here now in this case I require four circles, and let me remove the duplicate mode. And if you see now, the original circle has been moved to the new location. The same original circle I have moved to the, so when I uncheck the duplicate option, I can move the original profile. Okay, so let me select the circle again, go to the translate option. Now here, let me keep this duplicate mode on, and number of circles I required is 4, and the starting point is this. When I select on the starting point, you can see this dialog box get activated. So what is the interval you are supposed to maintain? So I would say 50 mm I need to maintain. So a 4 circle is being made with the 50 mm distance each other. That's what it shows. Now I delete the profile. I'll go to the next option, which is known as keep internal constraint. I'll select it, and now this is my point, and I need a 4 circle with a distance of 45 mm. So the diameter 20 is an internal circle. This dimension is for the circle diameter, so it's known as the internal. So with copy of the dimension, I need 3 circle, 4 circle. So it's been copied. So I delete this. Now circle, translate. Now here, keep internal constraint as well as keep external constraint. So now let me select the point, and with some distance of something around 51, I need the values. So here you can see the internal dimension is also maintained and the external dimension also is being maintained. So in order to create dimension every time, we can use this option. I believe the translate option commands was neat and clear. Now let's move to the next option, which is known as rotate. So before that, let me clean up this existing components. Here, mm, rotate. So I'll draw a line horizontally. Okay. Now I need to rotate this line for some degree of angle. So in such case, in the translation toolbar, there is an option command known as rotate. So select on the rotate option, and we get a dialog box. The duplicate mode is same, and the constraint conservation is what we seen earlier. So now let me, I require 5 similar kind of lines, and which is might see now this portion has been grayed out. So I need to select the origin of it, which is the center point. With respect to that center point, it needs to be rotated. So you can see the angle it shows now. So I'm selecting the angle, so it has been rotated by 10 degree, 5 degree each time. So it means that each line is having an angle of 10 degree. So now each, let me, okay, 60 degree of angle. So with respect to this line is having a 60 degree of angle. Let me select both the line and we can show it. So similar way, this line is having 60 degree angle with this line. So 360 degree is being covered. In such a way, we can use this option which is known as rotation definition. Hope you guys are understood. Let's move to the next command. The next option is known as scale. So selecting the command, we get at the same similar kind of dialog box. Select the circle which it needs to be scaled, and now the scale option value box has been grayed out. Select the center portion. With respect to this center portion, please scale it. So you can see when I move the cursor inside on the left hand side, you can see the scale is getting reduced. So I need, this is the one time scale. So 20 diameter. So zero point 0.5 would be 10. Let me, so now this is 0.5. Let me show it. So you can see it is dia 10. The similar way, let me select it once again and scale option. I need to enlarge the circle diameter. So 2 times of it. So 2 times means, let me apply the value 2 over it and 2, and then press on the enter button. We can see here the diameter is 40 over here. So the 20 mm diameter twice the value is 40. So we can do the entity scaling over here. The option is very helpful. The scaling option. I believe this it's been clear. And let's move to the next option, which is known as offset. This option is also more useful in many cases. So let me create a rectangle. Now I need a similar kind of rectangle profile. For training purpose, I've used a rectangle. So let's say it's a complicated case. I'll do a fillet over here, and I'll do a chamfer here. And now offset. Let me select a line. You can see offset the highlighted entity. I can offset to a certain value. Just select where it's required and we can edit this dimension. So it is 2 mm what I require. So for a 2 mm this line has been offsetted. Now when I select this option, you guys have to note it down that these are the 4 options which gets highlighted. So the first option is what we have done. The highlighted entity only it's get propagated. And the next option is tangent propagated. So when I select this option and select this line is having tangent with this fillet as well as. So it takes the complete profile. So this line is tangent to the circle and this line is tangent. So it takes the complete profile for fillet. Let me delete these. entities. And now again in selecting the command, the third option, which is known as point propagation. So here I would like to select this line, and you can see the complete constraint is a point constraint. So everything is being connected with a point. So all the points which is connected, it takes a continuity and we can offset it. I believe it has been clear. And let's move to the next option, offset. And here we have an option known as both side offset. By selecting this, you can see the offset has been occurring on both the sides. That is the advantage of this command. So you can see a certain amount of offset is happened inwards and certain in the outwards with the same distance. Now we can just apply the dimension and fix it out. So these are some of the most important commands which we have seen in the transformation toolbar, and this complete command has been covered. So guys, please do a practice on these commands, and on the next session we'll be covering up with this 3D geometry, and its more useful command this up. And then I would like to advise you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. So which promotes me, which encourages me to add more interesting topics. So this session is not with respect to only the Catia tool, and we are going to discuss more things with respect to aircrafts and aircraft surfacing, styling, and then electrical systems and the sheet metal sort of thing. So I'm planning to provide you guys a session on every topic, on the critical parts and the painful points. So please subscribe on it and encourage me to take more topics. Thanks. Thanks a lot.